Cool. Okay, so we'll start. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're going to do today first before doing it, just to give you a little bit of theory before we carry on with it, and then we'll talk more about it afterwards as well. So we had a request from someone in one of the earlier sessions for some Qigong, specifically focusing on frustration and releasing frustration. So if we think about frustration and what it is, that's going to help us to know how to address it with our Qigong. So when we're frustrated, something is blocking our flow of energy, and we're unhappy about that. Something's stopping our energy from flowing through, stopping us from doing the things that we want to do for some reason. So it does relate very much to a blockage of the flow. Of course, our flow relates to the water element, but that surging or rising energy is the wood element as the energy starts to rise. And then if it becomes overgrown or becomes blocked, this is where we start to have feelings of frustration, or even sometimes anger. Anger and frustration are closely related. Also, if you think about the sort of the physical sensations you get with frustration, often there's going to be some degree of bracing in the body, which again relates to the wood element. It can be through the ribs in particular, where we've got the liver and the gallbladder sitting underneath there. It can also particularly be in the neck and the back of the head as we get frustrated and, about things. So the practice that we're going to do today is going to address those things. And in particular, we're going to be working on clearing the gallbladder meridian, getting energy to run through the gallbladder meridian. So the wood energy, it builds up in the liver and we discharge it through the gallbladder. So our process is going to be, we're going to start with some water to activate the flow. We're then going to move into clearing the gallbladder and activating the wood. We're then going to have a little bit of fire, which drains the energy from the wood. It helps it to start flowing through rather than being stuck. And then we're going to return back to some water again at the end. So you don't need to remember all of that at this stage, but I just thought I'd set the scene so you know how we're putting things together, what we're doing. So if you just put your feet shoulder apart, nice and relaxed, sink your weight, keep your back upright, your arms and shoulders nice and open, neck long. Place your hands onto your lower abdomen, underneath your belly button. And we'll start simply by taking deep, relaxed breaths, feeling the expansion, particularly from the abdomen. So as we breathe out, the lower abdomen sinks in. And as we breathe in, the lower abdomen expands. We breathe out, sinking in. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out, sink in. Breathe in. So making sure our activity originates from our center. Breathe out, sink in. Breathe in, expand. Out, sink in. Breathe in, expand. Breathe out. So we've activated the center. Now breathe in, opening your arms to the sides. We start to spread that activity through the whole body. Breathe out, sink, relax back in. Breathe in, expand, open. Breathe out, relax, back in. Breathe in, expand, open. Breathe out, relax, in. Breathe in, expand. So this is just a very gentle way. Breathe out to start to activate the energy through your whole body. Breathe in, expand, open. Breathe out, relax, in. Breathe in, expand, open. Breathe out, relax, and leaving your arms at your sides. Now focusing just on the energy. Breathe in, feel your energy expand. Breathe out, feel the energy relax back in. Breathe in, feel the energy right out into your energy field expand. Breathe out, relax, back in. Breathe in, full, slow, deep. Breathe out, sink, relax. Breathe in, full, slow, deep. Breathe out, sink, relax. One more. Breathe in, expanding the energy through your whole body and your energy field. Breathe out, sink, relax back in. Bringing your hands together in front of your body. Breathe in, raise the hands up. Breathe out, lowering down. Breathe in, raise the hands up. Breathe out, lowering down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Centering and aligning our energy. As we breathe in, raising our hands, we raise our energy up to connect with heaven. As we breathe out, lowering our hands, we sink our energy deep down into the earth. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one, breathe in. And breathe out. This time, just bringing your hands to the center of your chest and stepping your feet close together. So we're going to do a swimming dragon movement. There are many different types of swimming dragon. This is one of the more common ones. We're going to sink our knees, bend our knees slightly, turn our hips, so lean our hips to one side, turn our hands and our shoulders, and reach our hands out to the other side. Now we turn our hands, move our hips and shoulders across to the other side. Turn across to the other side. So this movement has a lot of water characteristics. We can feel particularly our spine starting to loosen side to side as we do this, and we start to activate the water energy which comes from our kidneys and then up through our spine. As we do this, we're going to sink deeper, bringing our hands lower. Just go as low as is comfortable for you. At some point, instead of sinking your legs lower, you'll find that you just want to have your hands continue to descend. If you reach a point that that's as far as you can go, that's fine. But if you can, bring your hands right down close to the earth. And then we'll start to bring our hands back up, starting to rise up slowly, loosening the spine, side to side, side to side, freeing up that water energy which may have become stuck If we are experiencing frustration, our aim is to get it flowing again. So we no longer feel stuck. So starting to straighten right up, bringing the hands slightly higher, slightly higher, slightly higher, bringing them all the way straight up, stepping your feet back out to shoulder width and bringing your hands back down. And we're going to place them on our solar plexus. So just underneath our sternum and that soft spot just below the ribs. We're going to pause here and breathe deep, full, relaxed breaths. We've started to activate our energy with our movement, so you may feel some of that energy flowing to your hands and into this center of energy, our solar plexus. This can be a good opportunity if you want to experiment with which hand goes on top for you or what you need at the moment particularly. So if you have your right hand on the surface of your body with your left hand on top, it's going to be more activating. You can also try switching that, having your left hand on the surface of your body, your right hand on top, and that is going to be more relaxing. And it's not that one is right, one is wrong, it's that you might need more of one or the other at the moment. So you can try both of them and see which one feels like that's what you need right now. So continue to take deep, full, relaxed breaths and feel the energy in this center in your solar plexus start to become more warm, more active, and feel that energy start to spread out around the sides of the ribs and into those organs that sit under the ribs in this area. So in particular, we're wanting to start to activate the energy to take care of our liver and our gallbladder, which sits in this area across to the right of our body. Of course, at the same time, we're also going to be taking care of our stomach and our spleen. Deep, full, relaxed breaths. Letting this energy become warmer, more active. You might feel that warmth start to spread. You might also feel some other sensations, some almost like tingling or movement start to spread and fill out. If you can feel that, let that energy flow into your liver, flow into your gallbladder, and start to soften these organs, help them to let go of any bracing or tension that they might hold in them. So now that we've got some energy, we've activated our water, we have some of it starting to flow into our wood, into our liver, into our gallbladder. We'll do some work to start to take care of our gallbladder meridian and clear some of the energy that may have built up in it. So I'm going to take my glasses off for this. Our hands might already be feeling quite active, in which case we can go straight into this, but if not, we're going to want to activate them some more, so we'll do that for everyone's benefit. If you put your hands together, we'll rub them together briskly to get them nice and warm. And then we're going to try clapping. Activating the nerves in our hands again, rubbing again. Clapping again. Rubbing again. Clapping again. And then we'll pause and we'll see if we can feel some of the energy between the palms of our hands. You can move them in and out gently. Continue to breathe deep, relaxed breaths. You may also want to cycle your hands like this, feeling the energy flowing. The palms of your hands like two magnets passing each other. Again, opening, closing, opening, closing. Rolling your hands as if you're rolling them around the outside of a ball, feeling the energy, keeping the energy flowing to your hands. Again, this is just really to activate the flow of energy to your hands. In this instance, this is what we're doing. If your hands are already very active, you could just move straight to the next step. But we're going to make sure everyone's hands are nice and active before we move on. So bring your hands facing each other again, squeezing them together. Now bringing your hands up to your eyes, covering your eyes with the palms of your hands, and just letting your neck relax forwards, and having the energy from the palms of your hands soak into your eyes, soak into all the muscles around your eyes, all the little blood vessels. So the eyes are one of the external manifestations of the wood energy. So we're going to take care of this energy here, start to loosen it, soften it. Sometimes we become frustrated or angry because of the things that we see. And this then creates tension in our eyes. But if we can then soften the tension, sometimes we are able to start to see things in new ways, ways that will let our energy flow rather than being blocked. So we'll let this energy soak into our eyes for another couple of breaths. Okay. So now bringing your hands to the corner of your eyes, and then just back behind the corner of your eyes a little bit. You can use your fingertips or you can use your thumbs, whichever is more comfortable. And we're going to rub gently with circles into this area here. This is the first point on the Gallbladder Meridian. We're going to massage a number of key points on the Gallbladder Meridian to activate the energy and then help to flow it through. So see if you can remember these as we go through, because we are going to repeat them. Of course, I will keep instructing you as we go. So from here, this is gallbladder 1. We're going to move to gallbladder 20. So gallbladder 20 is, if you can feel the sort of pointy bone that just comes down at the back of your skull, just kind of in behind there. And again, we're going to massage. Loosening any tension here, starting to activate the energy. Now moving down, we're coming down to the ribs. If you find the bottom of your ribs, the floating rib, and just underneath that, we're going to massage with circles in there. This is gallbladder 25, an area that can often be quite sensitive on people. It's an area that's often quite ticklish. It's also an area that sort of locks up when we brace our body sometimes. So activating the energy can help the energy to flow through. Next, we're moving down. So on the side of the legs, if you find the little bone that sticks out just below your knee, just in front of that and down a little bit, there's a little bit of a hollow or a depression in the muscle. And we can just massage that with our thumbs or our fingers, or if you like, because the point is quite deep here, we can just hit it to stimulate the energy through this point. Okay, last point we're going to stimulate. It's gallbladder 41. So we come down to our foot, and on the side of our foot, so we come back from the little toe, and then there's like a little lumpy bone joint to the side of our foot, kind of in the middle of the side of our foot. If we come onto the top of our foot and just forwards of that, again, there's a little depression, and that's gallbladder 41. So we're going to massage gallbladder 41. And standing back up, we're going to go through these again. So a little bit faster, starting just behind the corner of the eyes, gallbladder 1. Just at the base of the skull, gallbladder 20. On the side, just below the floating rib, gallbladder 25. The side of the leg just below the knee, in front of that little bone, gallbladder 34. Again, either massaging or knocking. Then down on the foot, and beside that bone in front in a depression, gallbladder 41. Standing up one more time through this full sequence, starting corner of the eyes, just back from the corner of the eyes, gallbladder 1. Base of the skull, gallbladder 20. Underneath the floating rib, gallbladder 25. Below the side of the knee in that little depression there, gallbladder 34. And then down, gallbladder 41, on the top of your foot, just in from that little bone on the side of your foot. And standing up. Next, we're going to stroke down through the meridian. So just with the palms of your hand, stroking back from your eye, down the side of your head, down your neck, down the side of your body, all the way down to your feet. So from your head, your neck, down the sides of your body, down your head, your neck, down the sides of your body, side of your ribs, side of your waist, down the side of your legs, all the way out on your feet. Again, stroking down, side of your head, side of the body, all the way down. Stroking down. You may notice some interesting sensations as you do this, some sort of like tingles or almost like shivers or almost like water running in your body as some of the energy starts to free up and starts to flow. Then again, you may not, but you may, if you've succeeded, and if you did have some energy blocked, you might notice it starts to flow if you've succeeded in opening it up. Okay, a couple more times. One more. Good. And then again, returning your hands to your solar plexus. Standing. Deep, relaxed breath. Sending energy in through your solar plexus. I'm just going to put my glasses back on. So we've activated our water. We've started that flow through to our liver, our gallbladder. We've started to clear our gallbladder meridian. We're now going to flow the energy a bit more strongly and get that energy going more strongly and actively through our gallbladder meridian. So we're going to turn to our side. Some of you know this exercise. Tiger stretches its back. We reach out with both hands and then we reach over, looking behind. Change to the other side. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Continue with this. If some of you are familiar with this exercise and you've done it before, you may notice that as you do this, having done all that preparation on the gallbladder meridian, that your ribs move a bit more easily now than perhaps they have other times, because we've prepared the pathway. And so we can get the energy flowing more strongly through it. And physically, we can move more freely, get more of that sidewards movement of our ribs and right through the whole side of our body, actually, as we do this. This, of course, helps to release if we have stored tension underneath the ribs or in the side of our body, from bracing, from our energy being stuck, not feeling like it has anywhere it can go. This helps to free that up, get it moving again. So we breathe out as we extend and reach over. Breathe in, coming to the center. Breathe out, extend and pull over. Breathe into the center. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last one. Breathe out. Breathe in. We bring our hands to the center. We're going to cross our hands. Breathe out. Opening to the side. Breathe in. Cross our hands. Open out. Breathe out. So this now, it's continuing to activate the energy through our sides of our ribs. As we do this, our arms should be relaxed as they come up. As we breathe out, there's a little bit of tension as we pull down, activating through the ribs. Breathe in, breathe out. This also helps to release tension we may have built up in our necks. Breathe in and top of our shoulders. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. This also introduces a little bit more of a fiery energy. So we're starting to release some of that built up wood, give it somewhere to go. Because naturally, as we do this movement, we don't just lift our energy, we also expand it outwards. Breathe in the expansive quality of fire. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing tension in the shoulders, activating the ribs. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Last one. Breathe out. This time we'll breathe in, raising our hands all the way up. And we're going to stand and let our hands drift side to side. So you may know this by more than one different name from different exercises. Sometimes stirring the clouds and waking the chi. Or also we use this in the 5 waves for the wood element. And as we drift side to side, you can think of yourself like bamboo swaying in the breeze. Bamboo is tall and flexible, but also strong. And so this gentle movement, it frees up any of the bracing or tension through the sides of our body so that that wood energy can rise freely without becoming blocked and locked within our body. Just a little bit more with this gentle wood exercise. Then breathe in, lift your hands a little bit higher, a little bit of fire. Breathe out, lightning, sudden drop. We breathe in, lift our hands, breathe out, sudden drop, lightning, descending the energy. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out, drop. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. 2 more, breathe in, out. 1 more, breathe in and out. Okay, standing nice and relaxed. And in our mind, we want to imagine we're standing in the rain. So we activated the rain with the sudden lightning, but we continue to feel a gentle wash of energy down through our whole body. And as we feel that energy washing down, we may find that we want to start to move gently with it. So let yourself sway if you want to. Let yourself move gently as the gentle streams of water wash through you. Very gentle. So we started with water. We raised the energy up, cleared some of the blockages that may have occurred in our wood. And now we've returned to water, and hopefully we can feel a freedom of movement, a freedom of flow in our energy. At this point, if you're practicing by yourself, in fact, we can maybe do a little bit now, great point to move into Freestyle Qigong because we've activated our flow, whatever was blocking us, we've cleared the blockage. We can now let the energy flow freely in whatever way we like. So if you're not familiar with Freestyle Qigong, it's really just moving any way you like. So you don't need to copy me, but just feel that sense of the energy flowing, streams gently moving within your body, and let your body move as feels good to let that energy wash and flow through you, whatever feels good to you. We might talk more about Freestyle Qigong in another session, but for now, just let the energy flow, let it wash, let it be unblocked as it moves through your whole body. We're not going to do too much of this, just a little bit, letting the energy flow. And then return to where you want to stop. Breathe in, raising energy up the back. Breathe out, sink down in front. Breathe in all that energy that we've activated. We're integrating it into our system, harmonizing yin and yang. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. This time bring your hands to rest on your lower dantian, underneath your belly button. Deep, relaxed breath. And as you stand, see if you can be aware of any change in the quality of your energy. Possibly you may feel that the energy continues to flow more freely within you, having released some of those blockages, some of those tensions, some of that bracing. Let the energy consolidate and settle in your lower dantian. Okay, and that's where we're going to finish that for right now. Cool. All right, how was that? Questions or comments? We can talk a little bit more about what we did there if people would like. So yeah, we'll focus on that first, and then we can move on to any other questions or things people may have. Oh, Benny joined us partway through. That's great. And Janice is there. Did anyone have any observations from the practice? How it made the energy feel within them?
It was very good. Can you hear me? Huh?
Yes, can hear you, Serge.
Yeah, it was very good. Thank you. It feels great. This is my first online session with you. I did exercise in the afternoon, five waves, and it was excellent. It was excellent. I did it for the first time in my life, and then I noticed the difference when I went to the toilet to pee. That's when I when I noticed the difference. My kidneys turn on, I guess. Some good changes, yeah. So it feels good. My question is, I am in Russia. It's 10:30 p.m.
Yes.
And I'm wondering if this exercise will um, will it prevent me from falling asleep, or is it okay? Because the energy starts to move.
This should be okay because we finished with it in quite a relaxed way. You know, you can think of, there's many different aspects to your energy, but you can think of, you know, sometimes we build the energy up and then we calmed it down. So by releasing some of those tensions, and we were quite active as part of sort of building some of that energy at times to release it, but then finishing in a very relaxed way, hopefully will have calmed your energy back down so it won't be too difficult to sleep. If you do find it difficult to sleep, one just very simple thing you can do is practice just slowing down your breathing gradually. So you notice how long it takes you to breathe in, how long it takes you to breathe out, and then you balance those two, and then you extend it by one count, and then another count until you get into a very deep, slow pattern of breathing that can be very helpful to then send you off to sleep.
Okay. And one more question I have: do we breathe? Do we inhale through the nose and inhale through the nose, or we inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth?
Sure. So yeah, common question. I do actually have a whole blog post about that on the website, which maybe I'll talk about it now briefly, but if you want a little bit more detail, maybe you can go on there and look up. Even if you just put in search nose, it'll probably bring up. I don't think I talk about the nose and too many nose, mouth. You know, you'll find the article. Very basic principle: breathing in general, breathing through the nose is more relaxed. Breathing through the mouth is more active. So wherever possible, we will breathe in through our nose. We only breathe in through the mouth in exceptionally active practices, or if our nose is blocked, of course. So we'll generally always breathe in through the nose. If we're wanting our practice to be very relaxed, we'll breathe out through our nose. If we're wanting it to be more active, we will breathe out through our mouth. It has a more activating effect according to what we want. Cool, let's see. We had, so Jurian says, that felt great. It made the energy feel happier. Yeah, when we let go of frustration, when our energy flows, it tends to feel much happier. Let's see. Clayton says, you said we use liver to clear out the gallbladder. No, other way around. We use gallbladder to clear out the liver. And that's and you think about the physical function of those, you know, the liver produces the bile, the gallbladder releases it. And again, just in sort of Chinese terms, the liver is yin, so the liver gathers and stores. The gallbladder is yang, it empties. So that's it. Vanessa says, I liked the energy flow, opening up the gallbladder points 1, 20, 25, 34, and 41. Did help loosen up my spine. So that's something maybe those of you who are familiar with Tiger stretches its back, that exercise, I know a number of you will have done that plenty of times within 12 rivers. Did you notice any difference doing that, having done the points and massaging the meridian first, compared to when you might normally do it just flowing from one movement to the other? Did it make a difference to you? Any comments?
I noticed I could go deeper to each side.
Yeah. Cool. Anyone else? So, I mean, even, yeah, and Joe says, yes, spine more subtle. And look, for myself as well, you know, I've been doing this for a long time. If I prepare the meridian better, I find, oh, yeah, that can move more when I've prepared the meridian, and it's you know, more effective. Now, of course, we don't always do a whole lot of point massage and meridian stroking before we do an exercise. You don't have to do that before you do a particular exercise, just the movement is effective. But when we're particularly wanting to really open up the flow through a meridian to release some energy or activate some energy, we can use these other tools as a way to strengthen that effect. So let's see. Benny says, I noticed a difference in my flexibility and some additional sensation in my head neck. Cool. Actually, there's one extra thing I was going to put in specifically for some of the points around the neck, but I didn't. Maybe we'll do that another time. So Aaron says, yep, it was like stretching before the exercise. Yeah, in a way. It's a different kind of stretching to massage, you know, something we think of stretching, but actually massaging, stroking, activating, it's another way to bring energy in, which lets things move more freely. Duran says, yes, it felt looser. And Maria says, my energy feels lighter and clearer, and even mentally much clearer. Yeah, so again, this is one of some of the characteristics, and we can describe them just purely in physiological terms, or we can describe them in the Chinese terms. But with wood, the energy rises, right? And it starts to become, naturally, it has a little bit more stiffness to it than water. We don't want it to become too stiff. We still want it to be flexible. As it rises, that's healthy. This is great. Energy rises, but ideally it rises and then we release it. We do things with it. When something is blocking us from releasing it, or at least the way we're seeing the world, we don't feel like we can release it. It then becomes stuck. And there are different places that it can become stuck. One common place, well, there are some common places in the thighs, but definitely in the ribs, underneath the ribs is a common place. Other ones, neck and shoulders, and the head. The head is a very common place for our energy to get stuck, because it comes up and then our energy gets stuck in our head rather than going out into our actions, rather than doing something about it. And so, yeah, different ways we can do that. Fire exercises can be good for sending the energy out, or the gallbladder. The gallbladder meridian, if you're familiar with it, it's really complex. It has all of these points and movements through the side of our head. This is one of the big meridians that is useful to descend the energy. If it does become stuck, the gallbladder carries it back down so it can be released. And that ties in with some of the physical sensations sometimes we feel when we're frustrated as well. You kind of feel like through your head because the energy rises and it gets stuck there. And of course, we want to release that down. Cool. Any other questions and comments about that, or otherwise we can move on to some general questions or comments people may have.
What's your favorite thing you've done since you've gotten out of isolation?
Oh, the small things. I mean, because there's not much more I can do. I'm out of isolation into lockdown, but you know, just as I mentioned in my vlog, just being able to go and cook some food in a proper kitchen and wash some dishes and do some laundry was very nice. Little things like that. how are people, so some of you, this is the first of these sessions you've joined in on, others of you have joined in on a few. How are you enjoying the format? How's that working? How do you like the balance between practice and Q&A? We could spend longer on practice if we want.
I think it's nice.
My wife says she hopes you
Nice
keep the beard for a few weeks at least, probably not long term. Serge, you had a comment. You started to.
Yeah, nice format. Nice format. It's pretty enjoyable. I think it was good.
Good. So at the moment we're practicing. So each session we're doing about half an hour, and which I hope for a lot of people is a happy medium. I did have someone in the last session saying, could we do a shorter practice session? They'll find that a bit much. But then, you know, maybe some people want a longer session of practice as well. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind if we went a bit longer. I'm really enjoying the way that you're kind of mixing up the ingredients from the standard practices.
Yeah. And we could, you know, there's different things we can focus on. At the moment, I've just been taking requests from people and say, okay, we'll do something focused on this or that, which is good. I think it's a good way, obviously, to give some practices specifically for something that someone wants to work on. But also we could, also for those of you who are experienced, it gives you some ways to understand how to put practices together, you know, using tools that you may already use. There is potentially the possibility to spend some time focusing on some specific practices rather than, you know, doing something new every session. Spend some more time on specific sets if that's something we would like to do as well.
I really like this format. It would be nice to keep going after Corona in live sessions.
Sure. So this is something, if those of you who get the email newsletter and things, this is something like this is something that I have planned. I've been wanting to do for quite some time. I was starting to plan for it towards the end of last year, as a way to have some live classes and live interaction to fulfill a number of purposes. There's a balance between structured learning where you just focus on one set of practices, which is very useful for developing the gung. So qi means energy, gung means work or skill. And it's very useful to just keep working on that one thing to really understand it. And the courses, the structured courses, are great for that. But beyond that, I think sometimes it's really nice. It's like cooking. If you're cooking at home all the time, it's likely you fall into a routine of cooking some of the same things that you know, hopefully you know are good for you. But once in a while, it's really nice to have some change and some variation. And so these sessions can be a way to have some of that change and variation within your practice. So you might be regularly working away on a particular set of exercises, developing the understanding, developing the gung, but then also supplement it with, you know, something where there's something a bit different. It's working with your energy, it's exposing you to some different things. So yes, I do hope to carry this on after all of the lockdowns. The format may change a little bit as situations change, and hopefully I'm going to have a better setup once I have more control of my environment as well. Sorry, there was another comment there.
It works quite well, even in this setting. So
great. So let's see, we had a few more written things. So Joe says, good balance of time. Maria says, I'm easy. I enjoy Qigong as well as the information you give us. I wouldn't want it any longer, really. Yeah, okay. Benny says, I did 12 rivers early this morning and having a mixed session in the afternoon was very nice. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. If you are working away at something, sometimes it's nice to, yeah, you have some variety, you know, that can be a nice thing. And Janice says, I'm loving the live classes. Good to hear Serge from Russia. Yeah, cool. We've got people from all over the world, which is great. And that's the great thing about this kind of format. Obviously, it makes it challenging in terms of maybe time zones, but I think we've been striking a good balance so far, having a couple of different times. that, you know, people from different parts of the world can access. So that's something I think I'd like to keep up as well in the future. So maybe just to finish off, since we have people from different parts of the world, if people would like to, you don't feel like you have to, but maybe people could say hello and say where they're from. Maybe where do we start? Let's start with Clayton.
Savannah, Georgia, U.S.
And then Serge.
Russia, St. Petersburg.
Cool. Franessa, are you able to unmute?
Yes, Savannah, Georgia.
That's not Aaron on camera, by the way. That was sorry, that was Aaron, not Vanessa, who came up on camera. That's cool. Jurian?
From the Netherlands.
From the Netherlands. Who else we got? Beth?
From Savannah.
We've got a little cluster there in Savannah. Joe?
San Francisco Bay Area.
San Francisco Bay Area, very nice. Benny?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix. Janice? I couldn't hear you there, Janice. Janice is in New Zealand. For some reason, I can see her mouth moving, but her yeah, she's in Auckland. Gerald?
Savannah, Georgia, 3 houses away from Clayton.
Wow, a little group. Elenita is currently muted. I'm not sure where you are. And cool, I think that's it today. So, well, anyway, it's nice to have everyone along from all over the world. And again, particularly at this point in time with what's going on, it's nice to feel some connection with people. I guess it's always nice to have some connection with people, even outside of this, but particularly at the moment, that's very nice. Someone commented the other day saying that, you know, practicing all together, you know, in a way, maybe it feels like we make a difference to the people around us. Did I miss you, Maria? Maria's in Northumberland in the UK. And it's true, we do. When we change our energy, we do have an influence on the people around us, the world around us. When we're calm, we tend to have a calming influence on other people. When we're positive, we tend to have a positive effect on people. And those are some very obvious ways. It expands into more, you know, more subtle ways as our energy field changes. We do have an influence on the world around us. So thank you everyone for being here today. Oh, before I finish with it, I know we have a waiting request for some sound Qigong, so we'll do that in an upcoming session. Did anyone else have any other requests for some of our future sessions?
I put mine in your comments.
Oh, I'm not sure if I saw it.
Maybe I sent to some. I may have sent that to Benny.
It might have skipped through. No, I can't see it. Oh, there's a new one. Okay. No, it's what I can't see your request. Sorry, Clayton. Anyway, we will have some sessions.
I'll get it.
Okay, I will schedule the upcoming sessions probably on Saturday or Sunday, and so I'll send that out in the email newsletter. I'll put it on Facebook, and hopefully you'll be able to join us. Okay,
Great.
thank you, everyone.
John.
Thanks.
Thank you, John.